Hi guys, I'm Shmee, and good news, I'm going back to Dubai. In fact, by the time this video goes live, I'm probably already there, somewhere where it's going to be substantially warmer than it is here in London, even though the weather today is actually quite nice. In Dubai, it's probably mid-30s. This weekend, at the time of this video, is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which is of course absolutely massive. If you follow Formula One in any way, shape or form, Rosberg versus Hamilton, we will know it all on Sunday, who has won the 2016 World Championship. But before I go, obviously I've got an awful lot of things set up. I need to do some preparation and planning because outside of the EU, I need to get an international driver's permit, a thing you have to renew once a year to be able to drive, because I'm hoping to be filming some pretty cool stuff during this trip to the UAE. I've been twice in the last year, well this time last year for the Grand Prix, had some pretty awesome stuff going on that week, driving around in the Cadillacs, the McLaren event at the National Day where I went in the P1, driving around in the 650S from the dealer in Dubai, just an awesome week. And then I went earlier this year too, in January, for Omania with Supercars Club Arabia, again in the event tour around Oman. The whole thing, I just love it out there, completely different car culture to what we have here in Europe. So I'm lining up some pretty cool stuff. There is hopefully going to be an awful lot of very cool content over the next week or two that I'm going to film during this trip. If anybody's out there and has some cool ideas, let me know as well. Get in touch, because it'd be awesome to film even more. I'm going to interrupt the Dubai videos a little bit, coming back to the UK to show you some things I filmed under embargo that are due for release, which are also pretty cool. But then it'll be Dubai videos for a while until getting back here. I think more or less ready for GT8 back at the factory when it's on the production line. So today I'm going to take out the McLaren for a little drive first, which by the way, I'm still loving the silver stripes, the pinstriping. Actually in here it's really quite cool the way it reflects big time. Getting out of here is going to be interesting because inserts very large van, which means I have to squeeze through here to get the door open. The door will open though because there's enough gap, and then I'll be able to get out. But when I get back from the driver's permit, I'm actually then going to take the FF to the car wash, because it's moderately filthy. In fact, let's wander down this way and have a look at it. I've basically been driving it as a daily driver, and I've done about 1,000 miles in it over the last 2 weeks. It's even got leaves on the bonnet right now. The thing is, when you show a car, I know from here it doesn't actually look that dirty, but let me turn on my camera's like torch and like show you the daily driver getting its grime on. Okay, it's really dark down here, but you get the point. This is a Ferrari being used how a Ferrari should be used, but normally dirt on cars just doesn't show up properly on camera, so it's very hard to explain that I do actually use my cars the amount I do, which is why I have to go to the car wash quite often, down to Posh Wash. But I'm going to get started heading out in the McLaren, just a general chit chat as well, thinking about things and what's coming up. Alrighty then, I think today is going to be a roof down kind of day. So might as well do that right now, makes getting out of here ever so slightly easier. It's always a little bit tight, so I have my mirrors. When I park the car in this really tight space, if you can actually even hear me over that, I have the mirrors manually folded in so that when I drive out, I don't bang them on these pillars before I get out onto the road. This is, it's so tight. It's so tight. Now I can unfold. I just have to be super careful, as tight as I can. Right. And out I go. And what a lovely day it is. It's actually not even cold at all. Well, it shouldn't be with the roof down, so I've got some warm air blowing at me in here. And it may be utterly ridiculous driving a car that has the capabilities this has around a city centre, but I'd much rather be pootling in something freaking cool than something very boring, although the Mini is also pretty cool. And also, I didn't actually say, hopefully that's actually coming back to me later today, so we should be able to see that quite soon, after it's been away for a little bit. And you know what my inner nerd loves about Waze? Let's do set destination, voice. Post office, Camden High Street. Bingo! Got it first time. I love this, it's so easy. That is why, by the way, I use those kind of systems rather than built-in car systems. Short little drive for me now, just to get there. But yeah, just cruising, enjoying it, full auto, nothing stupid. We've got mountain roads and autobahns for playing around. This is just being leisurely. There's something about being in London. This place is just such an awesome city to live in. I travel to a load of places, but every time I come back home, London feels a bit special. Even if I'm only here now, probably for about 3 months of the year in total, it still feels nice coming back home. A day like today, a winter's day. We've had so much rain and gloom recently, but with the sunshine out, logically I probably should have taken the FF today. But I just wanted to drive this car, especially as obviously it's now going to be parked in the garage. When I go away for a trip like this, 10 days, 2 weeks, there's no point in plugging into a trickle charger anyway. Anywhere, the car will be fine on its own, but it's still good to take it out and give it a final drive. Fuel lights just come on, so I need to go and fill it up as well before I put it back in the garage. That's why I'm driving around with the lift system up, which is another cool thing about McLarens actually, and I'm sure I've said this in the past when I had the 650S with the lift. It keeps the lift system up. I think it's 4 centimeters at the front, 6 centimeters at the front, 4 centimeters at the back. So the whole car is raised, and it keeps it up until you drive to 40 miles an hour, 60 kilometers an hour. So that obviously means in a city when the limit's 30, even you're not going to hit 31 by mistake and drop it down. The lift system will stay up. So whenever you get to speed bumps and things, you can just cruise over, even if it doesn't necessarily look quite as cool. But right now it's not like we're going anywhere near cameras, so just drive with it in the comfort mode where I can go over speed bumps without an issue. And the other cool thing this car has as a trick up its sleeve is that as you're approaching where you're going to park, you can start the roof folding away. So I will look for a space right about here. Can I squeeze into that one? I think I can. Perfect. Go right there. It says as somebody pulls behind me. I always wonder why people do that. Completely empty lane next to me. Yeah, that person chooses to come and just wait behind me rather than taking the empty lane. Oh well, people will be people. I shall park very carefully into the space so as not to damage any carbon fibre. There we go, perfectly done, if I say so myself. All done, and I've got my IDP, which is literally just this card booklet. It has the most hilarious photo inside it ever. I look like I'm going to kill someone, but I'm not going to show you that because obviously it's also got my address and some other personal information in there, which I probably shouldn't be putting on the internet. It's actually got quite windy now. I'm back in the car, as you might have been able to tell. But I think I'll be driving with the roof up now because it's, yeah, really windy. Next stop on this little adventure, I'm going to go give this car a clean because I'm going to put it undercover while I'm away. It gets very dusty in my garage over winter because all the air conditioning units in the building are running. Posh Wash. I'm becoming a big fan of this, as you can tell. That makes life very, very easy to get up and running. So let's head down towards central London. Ooh, half an hour in current traffic. That's not pretty at all. Okay, major change of plan. There is no way right now I am going to sit in traffic for half an hour to go 2.9 miles. That is literally 5.8 miles per hour average speed, and this is a McLaren. I'm not doing that to the car or to myself. So I'm going to go home. I'm quite near my home now, and life will be easier if I try to do this later on. Fast forward a few hours, pretty near the end of the day, and that means I've only got time to wash one car today. So I'm going to take the Ferrari because it is filthy, and the McLaren is not too bad. But before I do that, let me just show you the lock sequence in the McLaren because it is hilarious. If you hadn't seen that before, or at least if you hadn't seen it recently, it's basically like a disco is going off, some kind of crazy party. I'm going to leave the car there. Hopefully, if I've got time, I'll deal with it in the morning before I set off. For now, we will go in the Ferrari. The FF gets its clean then. This has been long overdue. That was utterly filthy. We've got some nice cars around here. We've got an unusual 911 there. We've got an F12 Berlinetta being polished. We've got a rather nice chrome Huracan there as well. And then here, got my friend's new LP640 being detailed. This is C-Cole on Instagram. We've been friends for years. Featured in many, many of my videos, and he's just bought this LP640, so that's being worked on and prepared here too. Seriously, one of the best engine noises ever, this V12. I freaking love it. FF is back in the garage then, and an interesting thing I was just thinking about actually while I was driving is how, especially when I post pictures at Posh Wash on Instagram, everybody always says, oh my gosh, you always wash your cars. Considering the actual mileage I do and all the different cars I've got, I actually don't wash them anywhere nearly enough. I mean, that hadn't been washed for 2 months. When I washed the McLaren a couple of weeks ago, that was the first time in a while. Focus RS hasn't been washed in ages. I don't think the Mini's been washed since like August. So I don't actually wash my cars too much. It just seems like I'm always there because I take the cars to be washed and I'm standing there fiddling with my phone, so I post a picture, which makes it look like I'm always at Posh Wash, which is run by a friend of mine who's really cool. So I like to shout them out as well, so it's fun to head over there. This is looking clean and absolutely lovely. I'll try and sort the McLaren out. I don't think the Mini's going to come back tonight. I don't know when we're going to see that again. Hopefully at some point very, very, very soon, because I really want to have it back here. Focus RS will be back here when I get back from Dubai as well. And then we'll have 4 of the cars in the garage at one time in one place, which is wonderful because I have 4 spots right now. I had a 5th briefly, but there's no point in having that anymore until the GT8 comes, by which time I've got to work out what to do. For now though, this is my last video from England. We're heading over to Dubai, where there are going to be some pretty awesome videos. I can tell you that. I've even been planning more things today since I started this vlog off this morning. So good times ahead. Stay tuned for some pretty cool videos from Dubai to, I guess, almost bring this year to an end. And then we've got some cool stuff before Christmas as well. Goodness, it feels like it never ends. Right, that is it for today. I've rambled enough, off on the journeys, vlogging my day as I went. Hope you enjoyed the video. Some very cool things coming from now. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch up with you again soon. Cheers. And it seems that's not the end of today's vlog because the Mini has returned. So the tiniest car has the biggest parking space. Something's gone wrong there, but it's home. Dub Customs have repaired it. Remember, you might have seen when I was there doing the pinstripes on the LT Spider, I showed a little bit of the damage. Well, somebody had reversed into it and basically put a nice hole and crack through here. So we've had it repaired, repainted, and it's looking very, very lovely. I mean, this thing's 20 years old. Bits don't line up already. There are all sorts of things that are funky about the car, but it is awesome fun, and I'm very, very pleased to have it back now in the garage. The Mini has returned, just to be left now for a couple of weeks until I get back home from Dubai, as is always the way. But let's pop these all up, wrap it up for the night. I'll go edit this and get it uploaded. So thanks very much for watching again. I'll catch you soon. Cheers.